let's shift our focus over to a space that has brought perhaps a lot of our viewers out there some enjoyment this year. We're talking podcasts and streaming here. Interesting news yesterday, broken here by the Wall Street Journal, in Amazon entering exclusive talks to purchase the podcast startup Wondery there, potentially at a value of over $300 million. Akiko, I mean, there's a lot of interest in podcasts. I know you like podcasts, me not so much, but this is clearly a space of growth for a lot of these streaming giants out there, or companies like Amazon looking to up their game in that space.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon, you could argue, is jumping in a little late. Apple, of course, have been offering these podcasts for free. We've also got Spotify pouring millions into this space, signing big names like Joe Rogan. And I think that the price tag here that Wall Street Journal is reporting that Amazon's willing to pay speaks to the huge growth and the potential they see in this market. Wondery valued at $100 million in its last funding round. The Wall Street Journal reporting Amazon is valuing the company at $300 million. So that's quite a premium there. U.S. ad revenue for podcasts up 48% to $708 million. And it feels like this is a space that on some days feels at a saturation point. There are so many different podcasts out there, but you look through the numbers here, ad revenue expected to exceed $1 billion by 2021. So there's still a lot of runway. What I think is kind of interesting is how we've seen this space turn. So we've talked about the big names like the Joe Rogans out there who have the daily shows, but also we've seen, documentaries on podcasts. We've seen so many different areas, and a company like Endeavor, for example, getting in, I think last year, a few years ago. And so this is really seen as premium content right now. It's not just about just setting up your audio and talking for 30 minutes. I mean, these are really highly produced products that are just taking off in a big way.
Yeah, I think podcasts in general have come a long way since the days of just everyone kind of setting up a microphone in their garage. But you're absolutely right. I mean, we saw earlier this year Spotify buying Gimlet, of course, a major player in the podcast space, more than $200 million, the purchase price on that one deal in 2019. I don't know. I mean, they don't do it for me per se. Maybe perhaps because I'm more of a visual person or learner out there. And I mean, we saw, I guess, how much buzz was created by Serial, podcasts that had been focused on crime, whodunit, kind of these focused areas. But you're right, it's expanded far beyond that. I don't know. I guess this is a trend that's continuing here, and a lot of people are watching it, despite the fact that we aren't commuting as much as well. And I think that is something we should point out here as well. If you have that strength coming in a spot where you would think podcasts would actually be weaker since we aren't commuting, perhaps it does deserve a round of applause in the podcast space. Perhaps you're onto something. If you can, I'll follow your lead here in giving them another look.